It's time for Food Tech Farmer. Are you ready?
Welcome to Food Tech Farmer, your front row seat to the innovations feeding our future. From the global south to the world, here we explore the tech, traditions, and trailblazers that are reshaping food and farming. We are the change that we want to see, forever shaping the future of our food systems.
Welcome to Food Tech Farmer, where we break down complex ideas into actionable insights.
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Food Tech Farmer. My name is Tsholofelo Wechoemang. I am a food system specialist based in South Africa, but I work all across the global south. I work all across the global south. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that you're here. Goodness gracious me, my joy knows no bounds. Firstly, thank you so much for listening. This is our first episode, and initially my first episode was really planned to be one with guests. And after much consideration, I thought to myself, no, this is a podcast that I've been working on for 3 years now. Three whole years, not 3 years-ish, 3 full years, where I've been going to and fro, back and forth, changing it, shaping it, reforming it, remolding it, overthinking, underthinking. All the highs and the lows that one can experience in creating a podcast. If that high and low exists, then I have gone through it, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So our first episode is going to just be me. I guarantee that the episodes that will ensue after this will have guests. But I just really wanted to share my heart as to how and why, how the podcast was birthed and why I think it's important at this time. But also, I just want you to get to know me so that we can get to know each other, so that as we invite guests, we're inviting guests into our community, because that's part of what I want to do with this podcast. I want us to be a community of foodies, whether you love food like me, just for the eating, or whether you're a food grower, or whether you're a food producer, food manufacturer, food packager, food logistician, whatever it is, food tech entrepreneur, a startup person in food, a food innovator, whatever it is you call yourself within the food and ag value chain, this community is for you. This community is for you. And more than anything, I just want to say, howdy, partner. So happy that you're here. Yeah, okay, but let's totally take a step back. Let's start again from the beginning. Hi, my name is Tsholofelo Wechoemang. Formerly in media, but now fully rooted and established in agriculture and food. As I said before, I work all across the value chain, and not just in South Africa, but in different countries across the value chain. And so, I mean, different countries across the global south. Okay, so why this podcast in particular? When I started in food because I wanted to solve a particular problem. What is the problem, you ask? Well, I wanted to stop hunger. I was the #0 hunger girl. But more importantly, I wanted to end household food insecurity in the homes and within the families of smallholder farmers across the continent of Africa. I had a very clear, moment of providence where I sat in a room with farmers for about 3 hours, unintentionally so, by the way, but I sat in a room with farmers and food processors and their politicians and policymakers. And for 3 hours, all I heard was women crying about how they are under-resourced, under-supported, and undervalued within their particular food system communities. And I kept thinking to myself, there must be a better way. And I wanted to know and understand if I could find a solution, or if I could be a part of the solution to finding a better way. And that's how my journey in food and ag began. I was that girl who didn't want to be one of those condescending heroes of the story of smallholder farmers. I wanted to become a farmer to understand what they were going through, so that I was solving the problem from within and not from the outside looking in. Which is why our slogan for the Food Tech Farmer podcast is turning complex ideas, into actionable insights. It's not enough to know. It's not enough to understand, but it's important that whatever it is that we discuss on this podcast enables you, my listener, you, our community member, to take away actionable insights that you can implement in your own, food business, food community, in a way that is contextual to you. I'm very deeply rooted in the understanding that innovation is contextual. And so whatever innovation we are going to help to drive with this podcast will always be rooted on actionable insights that come from experts in their fields, that then enable you as one who is listening to then glean and, totally rubbish what doesn't make sense or doesn't work for you and your context, right? If you're in a drought region and we give information that is only relevant to people in tropical regions, obviously that's not going to be for you. And feel free then not to take it, but really, we really are going to be covering like a myriad of topics. Some of the topics will be for you and some might not be, but continue with me on the journey, continue with me and the guests that I'll be bringing to you on the journey, because I think it's so important for us to know what other food communities are going through, not just so that we can be compassionate, concerning what is happening, but also so that we can be drivers of solutions. Sometimes it's easier to come up with a solution when you are on the outside looking in. Sometimes you can see the blind spot from a mile away that somebody else might not be looking at. But also, one of the other things that I hope that this podcast will do is that I hope that it will help to bridge the gap between communities, organizations, and entrepreneurs and innovators, and even policymakers, or even scientists. Woohoo! To bridge the gap between, people on one side of the globe, or one side of the global south to the other. Recently, I've been doing a lot of speaking and a lot of work, in opposite sides of the world. And I found that, there's a curiosity for what's happening in South Africa. There's a curiosity for the knowledge that I carry. And it's the same. I have a curiosity of what's happening in, Brazil, in Singapore, in Colombia, in Ghana, in Malawi. I want to know what's working in Morocco, and I want to know how I can implement it in South Africa. And I want to know how I can take the knowledge from, Morocco and implement it in Malawi or in the DRC or even in Zambia. I want to know. And so, the precipice for this knowledge sharing is also to bridge the gap. Why now? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Every day I wake up and I think of that because one of the greatest teachers in my life, his name is Domien van Gul. Look him up. If you're looking for somebody to change how you're thinking around things, then call Domien. He's really, really good at it. And but when we started our journey, one of the things that he said to me was, "This is the first day of the rest of your life." And every day I wake up with, "This is the first day of the rest of my life." And that means that today I have another opportunity to start again. And I have another opportunity to do better. I have another opportunity to learn more. I have another opportunity to expand my paradigm of thinking and therefore impact my ability to be effective in that which I'm trying to do, that matters to me a great deal, and for you, it might matter to you too. It might matter to you that, your business grows from where it's at to where you've always hoped for it to be. It matters that your research paper, stops collecting dust, in the aisles of knowledge that no one can access, and that all of your thoughts and your thought leadership can actually make an impact at grassroots level or even at policy level, you know. But that's only going to happen when we come together and we share on this proverbial table. My guests have a seat at this table, and I hope that you know that this here is my invite to your seat at our table. We are happy to have you here, and I'm excited because now is the best time to really take ownership of the work that we're doing, in a way that it creates a ripple effect of impact, positive impact in the world over. We work in food. People are going to bed hungry still. That's a problem. Food waste is still sitting at about 40%. That's a problem, especially because people are still going to bed hungry. Ag tech is still one of the lowest in the tech spaces, sectors to be funded. That is a problem, We're losing so much indigenous knowledge and wisdom. That is a problem. Ecosystems are becoming less biodiverse, and therefore, perpetuating this issue that we have with climate change. That is a problem, so, as food systems practitioners or food systems entrepreneurs, we're constantly facing challenges. And they're coming at us hard and fast from different angles. And so this podcast matters now more than ever because we need to do the work, y'all. We actually just need to do the work. We need to put our heads down. And it's not that we haven't been doing the work, but we need to do the work more effectively. And when you know better, you can do better, And so that's why now. And then maybe you're asking, why me? Because I have a curiosity, a fascination, and a hunger, pun intended, for knowledge, and for knowledge around how to improve food systems that is insatiable and contagious. Insatiable and contagious. And I want to share that with you. I want to walk this journey with you. And I want to walk it with people who know more than I do, because the only way, for me to really grow the impact of my own work is to glean from those who have walked the journey before me, those who have failed on the journey before me, those who have succeeded on the journey before me, and those who are trailblazing in the journey around me, So that's why me, because I'm the right person for the job. Look, if this sounds like your vibe, if this sounds like your jam, then yay. I'm happy to have you here. And also just like, if you're not sure, come along for the ride. See if the shoe fits. We'll miss you if you go. But at least you will have learned something that will help you to make better food choices or better choices in your business, your food business or your farming business or your farming app. And that's all that matters to me, that I can help make your life better in any way, shape, and form, that the quality of your life and the quality of the lives of the people that you are growing, processing, and manufacturing food for will be changed, by the impactful conversations that we're going to have together. Having said all of that, because I feel like I've said a mouthful, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here and welcome. Welcome, my foodie nerd. I hope to see you for episode 2. It's going to be riveting stuff. Yeah, so now I have to say all of that like serious podcasty things. Like, please do comment below. Do like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever the option is on the platform that you're listening to this from. And let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you want to learn about. Let me know if there are any guests that you want me to have on the podcast. Let me know, because remember, we're here to turn complex ideas into actionable insights for you. So what you want to know matters to me. Open my eyes to the world of food systems through your lens. Walk alongside me. I'm not just here to teach. I'm also here to learn. And I'm excited for our journey together. Thank you so much for listening to this point, and thank you. Thank you that you're taking this journey with me. Until next week, or until next time, have yourself a wonderful day. Bye now.
Thank you for tuning in to Food Tech Farmer. If this episode sparked new ideas, share it with someone thinking about food, or renewable energy, or smarter farming. Follow us at Food Tech Farmer, and let's keep building the future of food, one conversation at a time.